know, sometimes when you have a dream, you're falling and you just pop up like that. That's what I was waiting for, and then it's not. And then my soul's telling me you're dead, you're going to hell for eternity. My soul told me that it's not true. When I felt all up and out, when it said it's not true. You're going to hell for eternity. And when I felt the hopelessness, and you know that you have God separated from you, and you don't have God, and there's no hope in your eternity. Like there's no hope. I mean, man. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. This feeling of hopelessness is unbearable. I mean, the hopelessness you have on earth is nothing comes close to it. I felt that hopelessness, and then there's this white light flying around me so fast. I knew it. My soul knew it instantly. It was my guardian angel, and this guardian angel, this is the only way I can explain this in life. This angel's voice was the most scariest and the most beautiful voice in one. It was so piercing and it was so desperate for me. I felt the love of this angel was so desperate for me. It's like I knew he was with me my whole life. He trying to guide me, trying to help me. His voice was always there. I can never get out of my head every single day. I can hear his voice, and it was coming from this ear, up here, please. If it's not even please, man, listen to me. You can still hear me. You have to tell him your soul needs your body. Tell Jesus to save you. Your soul needs your body. Please do it now, please. And I'm looking down and I see another form. And that's up the upper end. Like, what? And I'm like, there's no way. What do you mean? What do you mean? She's no way. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm listening and I'm doing this. I'm like, oh my God. And then I said, flash, please, Jesus, come into here and save me. And I'm a big flash and I'm like a force, like a like insane. And the force, when I came back into my body, the force, my body came off my bed. I was sweating like water. My wife got so terrified. She was like, she was like, oh my head, I think I died. She's like, just went to bed. It was like 3-something in the morning. It was late, you know. And I didn't sleep. I go, oh my God, there's no way. There's no way this is happening. There's no way. And I still denied it. I go, there's no way. I go, I gotta read the Quran again. I gotta read the Quran. There's no way this can't be happening. Because, you know, a lot of times in Islam, they say the devil plays tricks on you when he comes, you know, looking like a prophet or something. You know, it's kind of ironic because in Galatians 1:7, when I read that, angel of light, I cried on the way to work in the morning. I was crying my eyes off, man, crying. I couldn't believe it. So I started reading the Quran. I took my time, and just to show that I'm not lying and making things up, I write everything down. I have 2 journals. I write everything. So I wrote surahs from the Quran that stuck out to me. Now I know, and I did the same for the Bible. I've done both, and I read them both. And I have 2 journals, so I write everything. Because I keep reading over them so I can memorize, and I memorize. The more I'm reading, the stronger this angel's voice is in my ears. He's the only one that can save you. He's the only one that can save you. Jesus, he's the only one that can save you every time. And then when I read about the crucifixion about Jesus, that's when it hit me, because I read it before, and when I read it again this time, it was different. There's no way that God is gonna make somebody look like Jesus and deceive trillions and zillions of souls, because Islam and Christian and Jesus are over 600 years apart. So God Almighty took 6 days to create everything, but it took him 600 years to create Islam and to say that Jesus wasn't crucified. You know, and that didn't sit right with me, because in Islam you're not guaranteed paradise no matter what you do. And then after this happened, when I was reading the Quran and stuff, I forget a lot of things.
Hi there.
Coming back to it now.
How can I help you?
My wife calls me one day. This was 3 months after.
What do you need?
And I didn't convert.
You got a nice fleet, boss. No problem. I'll have your personal vehicle brought around.
I was even risking my soul and everything just because, you know, everything that he showed me, everything that he did, I still was behind. And Allah, you know, I didn't want to hurt my family, being raised for so many years, and having this in your life programmed, you know, it's like programmed. It's hard, you know. My wife calls me, and she was like, babe, do you have a minute? She was driving to work.
Hey, Jefe, what's up?
Yeah, because I felt her to see her voice. Oh, she was like, I have to tell you before I forget it. She was like, some lady just cut me off. And her the street that I hit. My wife is still the Muslim, by the way. She had a drink that made her so pregnant, and I left the house. So she was, and she was on the floor, pretty low, and then her half years old. Her was over more than 8 years old. So when she got blinded, so she got scared of anything. So she stood up, and she said she stood up, and she's so scared, and she was frozen. She couldn't move, and she felt something put their hand on her right shoulder, and instantly what are you? Who are you? And he was like, she was like, how come I can't? How, she said, how come I can't see you? And he was like, you're not seeing me, I'm just seeing you. And so he told my wife, and she said, okay, well, there's a mirror. He said, you're gonna come back. And he told her, there's gonna come back, but you gotta tell him Jeremiah 43:40. And I never read the Bible. And never in my life. Never. Okay, never in my life. That's why he told my wife. And then he cut her off. Her focus to herself, Jeremiah 3:3. That's how she remembered. So I'm like, maybe it's to your it had to be like one thing with voice habits. I'm so confused with this and that. So maybe that's for that. She's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. She's like, I just keep to her. I Google Jeremiah 3:3, and it says, "Come to me, and I will show you things that you won't." The amazing thing that you. It's true, honest God, man. Ever since I got saved, my vision is 360. I see everything. Like when I pray for an answer, it comes to me. And he shows me so many signs every time I doubt and stuff, and I don't deserve it. That's why I always question myself, like my sanity sometimes, because there's no way he showed me all these things. There's no way that I don't deserve it. And I know it's all this. I'm still not saying there's no way. Oh my God, I am taking my listen. And you know what I tell people is the same sure I'm not a drink. Sure I'm not a drink. And I'm 45 years old. I know how to drink this. It's drink and everything else. So still feel me and you talking right now. It's because when you die, you fill everything up a million times more enhanced than you fill it now on earth. I feel every single cell in my body, every single hair. I can feel. And you know everything. Your soul knows everything instantly. I knew everything. I knew I was going to hell when I died. I knew it. Right away, I screamed out the Shahada, which means this. I screamed. I screamed. That's how terrifying screaming. That's how bad I screamed. And I screamed and I screamed and then I said Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar like 8 times. And then right after that, I was on my bed, and I'm falling. It's like a mess, falling so fast. And I'm looking like I'm just. You're on the show, Jay-Z. Yeah, yes, I'm talking about. Now, doctor is warning people not to eat this before watching this video. I know no one has the courage to say this, but I need to warn you. The bread we eat today is not the same bread from Jesus' time. The wheat of today has nothing to do with the wheat of that time. Doctor, but I can't live without bread. I know, friend. This happens because bread contains a protein called morphine, which is an analog of morphine. This is why it is so difficult to change our eating habits. This morphine can cross our nervous system, reach the brain, and stimulate the production of another substance called exorphin, which generates a great sensation of pleasure in our body. Research suggests that frequent consumption of wheat flour can cause some symptoms, such as constipation, rhinitis, asthma, arthritis, dermatitis, mood changes, anxiety, and depression. Doctor, I eat bread every day, and I feel very well. I don't have any of that. I'm happy for you, friend. But if you're someone who feels any of these symptoms, I propose a challenge. Go 15 days without consuming wheat flour and see the results on your body. I'm sure that many people who take on the challenge will see incredible benefits and years-old problems will disappear. And to help, I'm going to give you an incredible gift.
You're fine, right?
A delicious
Sure.
and super healthy recipe for you to replace bread for breakfast. This recipe is widely used by Asians and is great for those who want to lose weight too. No wonder it is very difficult to find an overeating.
Oh yeah, I want to be my sweet. Address me, oh. Address myself,
Unfortunately, when you expose these cards and stuff,
The other day, I do a video and say, yo, people in Jamaica are better than people that are foreign.
Did you know that some of Africa's greatest kings were killed by the French? Let's dive into their incredible stories. First up, King Bianzin of Dahomey. Known as the Shark King, he fiercely resisted French colonization, but was captured in 1894. Next, Samari Touré, the founder of the Wassoulou Empire. A brilliant military leader, he fought the French for 16 years until his capture in 1898. Now let's talk about Rabi Az-Zubair, the ruler of the Bornu Empire. He was a powerful warlord who fought the French and was killed in 1900. King Bianzin of Benin, who bravely led his people against the French but was captured in 1897. Finally, Lamine Senghor, leader,
Next door.
though not a king
Yeah,
in the
keep putting them
traditional
over
sense,
the
his fight against French
Fence.
colonialism led to
yeah.
his untimely death in
Over this side here.
Yeah, but in the corner, so she's a weirdo.
She don't think I'm watching
You need
her.
a flicking her ear hole.
Yes, okay. You're stupid.
I'm flicking your ear hole.
She's stupid. So this is a good face then. Okay, let's go on next time.
King Bianzin of Dahomey, known as the Shark King, he fiercely resisted French colonization, but was captured in
I've got a
1890.
headache. Right.
Next, Samari Touré, the founder of the Wassoulou Empire.
Might be
A
thirsty.
brilliant military leader,
See
he
what I
fought the
got
French
right there.
for 16 years
You
until
know
his
what?
capture in
Two of
1898.
these cars. This
Now let's
one.
talk
You know what it
about
is?
Rabi
So I
Az-Zubair,
went to bed, I was put my head downstairs and
he was
then
a
I put my
powerful
foot down again.
warlord who fought the French and
I
was
don't know
killed
what
in
time to come
1900.
upstairs.
King Bianzin of Benin, who bravely led his people against
I
the
don't even know
French,
turn
was
the TV
captured
off.
in 1897.
Was it you?
Finally, Lamine
Don't
Senghor,
know.
I don't even know.
No, it was me.
though not a king in the
I don't
traditional
even
sense,
remember.
his fight against French colonial rule
Well,
led
I
to
must
his
have gone up
untimely
upstairs
death
for
in
that one.
1927. These kings stood against colonial power
I don't
and
know.
legacies left. Which story surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Did you know that some of Africa's greatest kings were killed by the French?
What's that about?
Let's dive into their incredible stories. First up, King Bianzin of Dahomey, known as the Shark King, he fiercely resisted French colonization, but was captured in 1894. Next, Samari Touré, the founder of the
Fit in that
Wassoulou
bin.
Empire. A brilliant military leader,
The brown bin
he
is
fought the French for
overflowed with me.
16 years
So,
until his
what really
capture
about?
in 1898. Now let's talk about Rabi Az-Zubair, the ruler of the Bornu Empire. He was a powerful warlord who fought the French and was killed in 1900. King Bianzin of Benin bravely led his
They'll
people
burn the
against the
rest because they
French
got a
and was
burn done
captured
in
in
the
Yeah,
garden.
like burner. It's poison.
Finally,
I
Lamine
burnt it.
Senghor,
I
a
know, but
prominent
it's not make
Senegalese
it.
leader and activist.
I burnt it.
Though not a king in the
Well,
traditional
it didn't
sense,
poison me.
his fight against French colonial rule
That's what I
led to
got
his
tried. I just
untimely
don't know.
Burning
death
it for
in
years.
1927.
What's up?
These kings stood against
Well,
colonial
you know, it's a
power
good
and
plant to
legacies
have
left.
around.
Which story surprised you
It's
the most?
done. No
Let us know in
problem.
the comments.
Catch you
Did you
around.
know that some of Africa's greatest kings were
I'm gonna
killed by
get
the
some
French?
They'll
potatoes.
still have
Dive
rats
into
over
their
there.
incredible stories.
They'll have rats on their
First up,
side.
King
Well, we
Bianzin
have
of
one in the
Dahomey,
garden, yeah.
known as the
Yeah,
Shark
they're free.
King,
They go all over the
fiercely
place. They're free.
resisted French colonization, but was captured in
I think it's someone's missing that
1894.
wood thing that it's got.
Next, Samari Touré, the founder of the
Not food.
Wassoulou Empire.
No food for it on the ground.
He fought the French for
There's no
16
food for it on the
years until his
ground.
capture in 1898.
All on the
Now
roof.
let's
But
talk
yeah, I
about
don't know.
Rabi
I'm not seeing the
Az-Zubair,
cigarettes. I'm just
the
gonna
ruler
go
of the
look
Bornu
same as the
Empire.
rest of the
He
day.
was a powerful
Mm.
warlord who fought the French and was killed in 1900. Fourth, King Bianzin of Benin bravely led his people against the French but was captured in 1897. Finally, Lamine Senghor, a prominent Senegalese leader and activist. Though not a king in the traditional sense, his fight against French colonial rule led to his untimely death in 1927. These kings stood against colonial power and their legacies live on. Which story surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Did you know that some of Africa's greatest kings were killed by the French? Let's dive into
Yeah,
their
guilty
incredible
brothers were the
stories.
French that did it.
First up,
Okay.
King Bianzin of
Let's try to
Dahomey.
keep that
Known as
quiet,
the
didn't
Shark
we?
King, he fiercely resisted French colonization, but was
Sit down,
captured
sir.
in 1894. Next, Samari Touré, the founder of the Wassoulou Empire. A brilliant military leader, he fought the French for 16 years until his capture in 1898. Now let's talk about Rabi Az-Zubair, the ruler of the Bornu Empire. He was a powerful warlord who fought the French and was killed in 1900. Fourth, King Bianzin of Benin, who bravely led his people against the French but was captured in 1897. Finally, Lamine Senghor, a prominent Senegalese leader and activist. Though not a king in the traditional sense, his fight against French colonial rule led to his untimely death in 1927. These kings stood against colonial power and their legacies live on. Which story surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Did you know that some of Africa's greatest kings were killed by the French? Let's dive into their incredible stories. First up, King Bianzin of Dahomey. Known as the Shark King, he fiercely resisted French colonization, but was captured in 1894. Next, Samori Touré, the founder of the Wassoulou Empire. A brilliant military leader, he fought the French for 16 years until his capture in 1898. Now let's talk about Rabi Az-Zubair, the ruler of the Bornu Empire. He was a powerful warlord who fought the French and was killed in 1900. Fourth, King Bianzin of Benin, who bravely led his people against the French but was captured in 1897. Finally, Lamine Senghor, a prominent Senegalese leader and activist. Though not a king in the traditional sense, his fight against French colonial rule led to his untimely death in 1927. These kings stood against colonial power and their legacies live on. Which story surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. Did you know that some of Africa's greatest kings were killed by the French? Let's dive into their incredible stories. First up, King Bianzin of Dahomey. Known as the Shark King, he fiercely...
Sewing techniques from 200 years ago. Learn these and never visit a tailor again. 1. Don't throw away clothes with loose necklines. Alternate sewing up and down stitches. Then tighten the thread. Isn't the sewing perfect? 2. What to do if pants waist is too big. Pull threads left and right like this. Gradually reduce the distance downwards. Finally, just give it a gentle pull to resolve it. 3. Leggings have come apart. Start by pulling a thread from below. Then cross-stitch the thread around. Pass through the thread opening. Just gently pull to sew it together. Use this invisible needle technique for an elegant finish. 5. Fixing jeans that have come apart. Start by stitching from this stitch. Start with the first stitch, then exit the needle. Wrap the needle around the jeans. Exit the needle and pull the thread tight. Second stitch the same way. Exit the needle and pull the thread tight. Use the same method to continue sewing. This is how our jeans fraying are beautifully mended. Suggest thumbs up to the video. When you want to learn, watch slowly. Lost sewing techniques from 200 years ago. Learn these and never visit a tailor again. 1. Don't throw away clothes with loose necklines. Alternate sewing up and down stitches. Then tighten the thread. Isn't the sewing perfect?
I would like to start off by saying how grateful I am for God just for bringing me into this journey and just showing me where I'm meant to be. And I want to say thank you for each of the girls behind me and a few that are still in the crowd for not only supporting me but being patient and with teaching me the word of God, taking hours out of their days every single day this past week. And I would like to take a minute to just share my story. I am 19 years old and I was raised in a Muslim Iraqi household.
I'm videoing you, you old fart.
So when I found Jesus 2 weeks ago, I knew that's where I was meant to be.
I'm videoing her today.
It started off with my TikTok being filled with just Bible verses and random Christian TikToks. And one night I made a small prayer before I fell asleep, asking Jesus to give me just a small sign. And that night I saw the cross in my dreams 7 times. It shocked me since no matter how many tears I shed, prayers I made, and money I donated, God never responded to me when I was Muslim. So that Tuesday morning I got dressed and I went to a church.
A cute little visitor during my outdoor workout. Who is shocked
What?
discovered this? It turns out that in every city there are
I don't know till I don't know.
at crazy discounts. Now I shop only in them. Scroll and find out the nearest warehouse to you. Who is shocked when I discovered this? It turns out that in every city there are warehouses that sell their goods at crazy discounts. Now I shop only in them. Scroll and find out the nearest warehouse to you. I was shocked when I discovered this. It turns out that in every city there are warehouses that sell their goods at crazy discounts. Now I shop only in them. Scroll and find out the nearest warehouse to you. I was shocked when I discovered this. It turns out that in every city there are warehouses that sell their goods at crazy discounts. Now I shop only in them.
This man was building a pool and found something terrifying. Just 3 days ago, Michael was digging out
Esau
an
won't
area
behave
in his
herself,
backyard
man.
for a pool that he had planned to build.
Yes,
Everything was
on
going
it
well
today.
until his shovel struck something solid.
She's
As
on
Michael
it for
kept
real.
digging
You blow
around
your
it,
horn for
eventually
real,
he
G.
uncovered a massive
Jezebel's
tunnel
on
right
it.
in his backyard. He was
So,
in
who
disbelief
should
and
I
at first a
start
little
evil
scared
is
to go
this way
in after
now?
speaking
It's
with
not
his wife.
working, man.
Eventually, he grabbed his flashlight and
Yeah, but
proceeded inside.
Close
The
the
tunnel
door,
was
man.
nearly
It's
20
good.
meters
Actually,
long.
not quick.
He
Pull up the window a
opened
bit
the
and
door.
get some
On the other
breeze from
side of the
you.
door was a chamber that was
Looking out
completely
to see if
filled
it's
with
in
gold
Jezebel out there.
coins and many
So tell her about
caskets,
herself.
with each of them containing skeletons. Who are they and why are they here? Michael asked himself moments
She is a
after he
dog.
heard someone approaching behind him in the tunnel. He turned around and saw his wife, but something was off about her. Her eyes were completely white and she looked numb. She then said, "You were not supposed to find it. I'm sorry, Michael," and began approaching him with a knife. As if her mind was hijacked, the man threw his flashlight at her and managed to run around and lock her inside the chamber. When police arrived,
Why
they're
not?
all
Don't
horrified.
ask
What do you
me.
think happened next?
It's
Is
up to
Michael
you,
in
man.
trouble,
Don't
or it's all
say
just nothing?
Did I?
Comment for part 2 and
I
follow us
asked
for
him
more
to
stories.
change his bum for me.
This man was
You
building a
can
pool
say
and found something
Yeah,
terrifying.
it's
Just
enough.
3 days ago, Michael was digging out an
It's
area
like
in his
I got
backyard for a pool that he had planned to build.
it.
Everything was
You
going
know,
well
it's
until
more
his shovel
colour
struck
than me,
something
like,
solid. As
Oh,
Michael
yeah,
kept
but when
digging
it comes
that's
around
the
it,
to
thing.
going like
eventually
them
he
weak,
uncovered a
Yeah,
massive
and the main
tunnel
that I do
right in
take
his
with
yeah,
me,
backyard.
it's a
He
Paris
was in
thing.
disbelief and at first a little scared to go in. After speaking with his wife, eventually he grabbed his flashlight and proceeded inside.
It
The
does
tunnel
make him
was nearly
taste in the
20
more than
meters
me.
in length, and at the end of
And
it
I'm
was
like,
a
well, what are
wooden
you
door.
telling
On
me,
the
really?
other side of the door was a chamber that was
Do you know what I
completely
mean?
filled with gold coins and many caskets.
you're just
Each
gonna
of them
come and say, I
containing
want this, I want
skeletons.
that.
Who are
But
they and
she
why
has
are they
never
here?
said
Michael asked
Yeah,
himself moments
exactly.
after he heard
Yeah, no
someone
bad for
approaching
her
behind him
too.
in the
Yeah,
tunnel. He
she's
turned
really
around
bad
and saw his wife, but something was off about
for a
her.
girl
Her eyes
anyway.
were completely
I
white
think
and
it's
she
gone
looked
like
numb.
that
She
age.
then said,
Yeah.
"You were not supposed to find it. I'm sorry, Michael," and began approaching him
So
with a
bye
knife. As if her
bye.
mind was hijacked, the man threw his
Doesn't look
flashlight
like
at her and
anyone.
Betty
managed to bring her
boy.
around and lock her inside the chamber. When police arrived, they're all horrified. What do you think happens next? Is Michael
If she
in
says
trouble,
hi
or
to you,
it's all
say, don't
just nothing?
speak to me. You
Comment
know
for
you don't
part 2
like
But
us.
no,
and
but you
follow
know,
us
Yeah.
she
for more
just gets say
stories.
hi, she go, yeah, Ken, I just
This
walk
man was
past it like
building a
Yeah.
pool
hair.
and found
Yeah.
something
And then she's got
terrifying.
screw
Just 3
pigeons.
days ago,
Yeah,
Michael
because
was
she knows
digging
what
out an
she's
area
done,
I
in
man.
don't
his
want to speak to
backyard for a
nobody.
pool that
Yeah,
he
we
had
don't want
planned
to
to
talk to you,
build.
I'm
man.
Everything was
antisocial.
going well until
Yeah,
his shovel
that's
struck
right.
something
You've
solid.
said it all
As
about
Michael
us.
kept digging
I
around
heard
it,
you
eventually
talking,
he
man. I
uncovered
heard
a
him.
massive tunnel right
So
in his
yeah, you've
backyard.
already
He was in
decided what we're
disbelief and
like.
at first a little scared to go in. After speaking with his wife,
We stood up
eventually
for
he
our
grabbed his
rights.
flashlight and proceeded inside. The tunnel was nearly 20
Council
meters
ain't
in
gonna
length,
always
and at the
help
end of
you.
it was a wooden door. On the other
You're
side of the
white
door
and you
was a
think you can
chamber
get
that was
the upper hand
completely
on me
filled
because I'm a
with
black
gold
guy. Nah,
coins and
man,
many
never.
caskets, with each of them containing
You won't
skeletons.
catch
Who
me
are they and why
slipping.
are they here? Michael asked
No,
himself
no,
moments after
no.
he heard
This
someone
man
approaching
now
behind him in
slipping.
the tunnel. He turned around
Yo,
and saw his
this
wife,
man
but
now
something was
slipping.
off about her.
I should
Her
walk
eyes
back
were
up my
completely
back
white
all
and
the
she looked
time.
numb. She then
Don't
said, "You were
slip it
not
here.
supposed to find it. I'm sorry,
Boom,
Michael,"
bye,
and
bye.
began approaching
Bye,
him with a
bye.
knife. As if her mind was hijacked, the man threw his flashlight at her and managed to run around and lock her inside the chamber. When police arrived, they're all horrified. What do you think happened next? Is Michael in trouble, or it's all just nothing? Comment for part 2 and follow us for more stories. This man was building a pool and found something terrifying. Just 3 days ago, Michael was digging out an area in his backyard for a pool that he had planned to build. Everything was going well until his shovel struck something solid. As Michael kept digging around it, eventually he uncovered a massive tunnel right in his backyard. He was in disbelief and at first a little scared to go in. After speaking with his wife,
Yo, yo,
eventually he
yo,
grabbed his
yo.
flashlight and
The
proceeded
enemies,
inside.
man.
The tunnel was
You've
nearly
always
20
been my
meters in
enemy.
length,
It's
and at the end of
okay.
it was a wooden door.
My
On the other side
creator's
of the
taking
door was
care
a
of
chamber
you.
that was completely
That's why I'm not
filled
gonna
with
bother
gold
talking to
coins
you.
and many caskets,
You
with each of them
understand?
containing skeletons. Who
Because
are
you
they
lot
and
have
why are they here?
relapses all
Michael
the
asked
time.
himself moments after he heard
So
someone
yeah,
approaching
man.
behind
I
him
ain't
in
got no
the tunnel.
time for
He
that.
turned around and saw his wife, but
It's
something
not
was
about
off
you
about
lot.
her. Her eyes were completely white and she looked
No,
numb.
no,
She
no.
then said, "You were not supposed to find it. I'm sorry, Michael,"
You are
and
not
began
that.
approaching
You
him
are
with a
not that
knife.
one.
As if her mind was hijacked, the man
Definitely
threw his
not.
flashlight at her and managed to run
We'll see
around
in
and
due
lock her
course.
inside the chamber. When
You
police
are
arrived,
not
they're
that.
all horrified. What do you think happened next? Is Michael
Your
in
time's
trouble,
up,
or
all
it's all
years.
just
You
nothing?
think that
Comment
you're
for
better
part
than
2
what
and
any
follow
black
us for
person.
more
Your time's
stories.
up.
This man was building a pool and found found something terrifying. Just 3 days ago, Michael was digging out an area in his backyard for a pool that he had planned to build. Everything was going well until his shovel struck something solid. As Michael kept digging around it, eventually he uncovered a massive tunnel right in his backyard. He was in disbelief and at first a little scared to go in after speaking with his wife. Eventually he grabbed his flashlight and proceeded inside. The tunnel was nearly 20 meters in length, and at the end of it was a door. On the other side of the door was a chamber
and it's a real place. Let's just say again, it's a real place. Once you die, you know you're going to be doing what you're supposed to. You will feel yourself falling down. Yeah. What name you're going to call while you're dropping, it's too late.
She then said,
if you get a warning in a dream, you are, oh gosh,
as if her mind was hijacked. The man
man threw his flashlight at her and managed to run around and lock her inside the chamber. When
Do you
police
want
arrived,
to
they were
pick
all
up
horrified.
that
What do you think
ready
happened
enough?
next? Is Michael in
So
trouble?
I'm
Or it's
armor.
all just nothing?
Yeah.
Comment for part 2 and follow us for more stories. This man was building a pool and found something terrifying. Just 3 days ago, Michael was
Take it
digging out
lying
an
down,
area in his
buddy.
backyard for a pool
No,
that he
no.
had planned to build. Everything was going well until his shovel struck something solid. As Michael kept digging around it, eventually he uncovered a massive tunnel right in his backyard. He was in disbelief and at first a little scared to go in after speaking with his wife. Eventually he grabbed his flashlight and proceeded inside. The tunnel was nearly 20 meters in length, and at the end...
Go away. What? What thing? Get it then. Martin. What? What? Get it. What is wrong with this girl? Miserable little cow. You're disobedient, man, so that's why you must not go. You mustn't go. Got it. Yes, sir. No business about me there, but man. That's my enemies, man. Yeah. Oh, it's Roby. Always have been. Always have been. They just don't like me because I'm skin complexion. Yeah. They slipped up a few times when they've been drinking out there, though. Yeah. You know, I wanted to smack them. I left it to my creator to deal with them. So, yeah. You know, I'm not black. They call it all twisted. I'm not black, man. I'm of color. Okay. Macho.
Why is this guy in the middle of nowhere? What's going on, man? You alright? Where is she gonna be? You're kind of in the middle of the road. Man, here, I got something that can help you.
What is this?
It's a jump box.
What's a jump box?
It can jump your car. You don't have to call your mom, inconvenience her. Just plug it into your battery and it'll start you right up. Right up. See how we're like, kind of, you can see that. That's pretty simple actually. You connect the red to the red and the black to the black. Yeah. That means
Wow.
it's ready to go. It's ready to get you out of here.
Start it up?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Start it up.
Without another car.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's not gonna believe it. Look at that. I'll tell you.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry about it. It's her mom turn back. Go home. Tell her to get that dinner ready.
What's going on?
Tabletop jump box.
Shake some ice. Wait, what's it got?
Yeah, man. You gotta look around it. Actually, look at this front. Yeah, the front has a flashlight.
Oh, nice, nice.
But guess what? You're gonna have that one, so if this ever happens to you again.
No way, I can't take it. This thing's gonna be expensive.
No, so it's actually 40% off right now. They're having a Mother's Day sale right now, so you should get one for your mom.
Definitely gonna get one. I'm so happy now. I think this is the best gift I can get my mom for Mother's Day.
It really is. No problem. Now get your car out of the road.
Dude, I appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you.
See ya. This is not in the middle of nowhere. Great question, brother. This is why do you say it's almost, I mean, it's almost, what are you referring to? I'm talking about this facade of life. I'm talking about this facade of reality. I'm talking about this flawed view of comfort, stability, and safety. This is all in the matrix. The fact that we have all these things at our fingertips, which is hot water, which is vehicles, which is video games, which is access to baseball, basketball games. We're talking about the ability to provide education to get a job, the ability to go to college institutions, to be able to further yourself in anything that you want to do. We're talking about the ability to be entrepreneurs. All these things have been emphasized. It was only to see this system was created to rock us to sleep, to get us to believe that all these things weren't coming to an end. Revelation chapter 18 says in 1 hour, so great riches have come to naught. So the frankincense, the myrrh, the diamond, the jewelry, you know, the things that make reality what it is as far as what's here in reality. All those things are almost coming to an end. You know, all these showrooms are closed at $300. Anything, everything is coming to the end. Now, one reason why I stress that is because I'm one of those people who like to watch, who like to pay attention, who like to keep my ears to the street, keep my ears to the media, and most of all, keep my spirits alive. This reality is almost coming to the end, maybe already. June 9th was the end.
Oh, stuff, man. Rockstar, sort out your textures, bro. How did that thing go?
To destroy the bully, to give the bully Africa, that bully is Babylon, aka America. And my only exhortation and supplication.
Oh, first person. First person got me out of it, man. Thank you, first person. Yeah.
Views of what the society is. The electoral college already knows what the president's going to be. So voting, the facade that your vote counts is, it's jargon, it's semantics, it's conjecture. So yes, there's all this, huh?
The product's in the back of the truck, ready to move. Get it to the buyer, and you're done.
Pull up, order a burger, get to a spicy chicken sandwich. All that's coming to an end. You know, sometimes I walk around and I pay attention to how people.
Exactly. You got this. It's just right there.
View of this and save it into your database and realize that in 1 hour and 1 day all those things are going to come down. A lot of women are going to go through those in the dance floor. A lot of women and men are going to look at their children in the dance floor. In the day, any power, need clean water. And quite frankly, those who are without Christ are going to be a major danger. There are a lot of cataclysmic things. There are a lot of mounting experiences that are happening right up under the nose of the people. And that's why I'm anti-sports, anti-entertainment, and anti-religion, because all of it is, and all it is.
Where they at, man? What security where you at?
It's a basket.
Oh, you want to win
Like I
me?
said, you can't dwell on it. Worrying about it, it's not going to make it any better. So it's better to be ready and to be prepared and to show and have knowledge of it. But don't worry, because we can't stop what's getting ready to happen.
That's a successful sale. The funds are transferring. Long John out.
And
I don't know what you're talking